Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive. Ready to dive into another fascinating topic.
Absolutely, and today's topic is one we all know and probably think we understand.
Exactly. It's essential, it's everywhere, but are we really giving it its due? We're talking about hydration today.
Water. The
Yeah.
source of life, right. But we're going deeper than just grabbing a glass when we're thirsty.
Way deeper, our source material, the role of hydration, really gets into the nitty-gritty of how hydration impacts our entire system.
And it's surprising, even a slight dip in your hydration levels can have a ripple effect. Did you know just 1–2% dehydration can mess with your mood, your thinking even?
Seriously, that little, we all know that feeling of being parched and how it just brings you down, but that's a tiny drop in the bucket, literally.
It goes to show how sensitive our bodies are to this balance, right?
Mm.
So if the tiny dip does that, imagine the cascade of benefits when we're properly hydrated.
Let's unpack those benefits. The article starts with the physical stuff, which makes sense. Our bodies are what, like 60% water?
Around there, yeah. And that water is involved in almost everything. Take circulation, for example. That's one of the biggies highlighted in the article.
Yeah, I was going to say the whole water is life thing makes a lot more sense when you think about our blood pumping, right?
It's like a network of rivers inside us, transporting nutrients, oxygen, everything. Water keeps those rivers flowing, so we've got energy. We recover faster after a workout, the whole 9 yards.
So if I'm dragging after a run or just feeling sluggish, could be I'm not drinking enough, not just that I need to push harder.
Could be when you're dehydrated, your blood gets thicker, and your heart has to work harder to push it around. Not ideal.
Makes sense. And speaking of physical stuff, the article also dives into joints, which I never really connected to hydration before.
Yeah, we often focus on bones and muscles, but those joints, they need love too.
So it's not just about the bones themselves. What's the connection with water there?
Cartilage. It's the cushion in our joints, and it needs water to stay, well, cushy. It's like a sponge, absorbs the shock, helps us move smoothly.
And when we're dehydrated.
Less cushion, more wear and tear. Especially as we age, cartilage tends to dry out anyway, so staying hydrated is like giving our joints a fighting chance.
Adding that to my fountain of youth to-do list. Okay, another big one, especially as we head into warmer months. Body temperature.
Ah, yes, that feeling of overheating, wanting to just melt into a puddle.
Yeah, exactly. We sweat to cool down. Sweating means losing water, so.
You got to replenish. Otherwise, your internal AC can't keep up. That's why staying hydrated is crucial during exercise, hot weather, you name it.
Like, giving your body's radiator a top-up makes sense. So we've covered how hydration keeps our physical selves in tip-top shape. But what about the control center, the brain? The article spends a lot of time on that mind-body connection when it comes to water.
It's wild, right?
Yeah.
We already touched on that 1–2% dehydration impacting mood and thinking, but it goes even further.
Oh, yeah. I always thought, okay, dehydration may be a bit foggy, but never thought it could really affect focus, memory, all that.
Oh, big time. Think of it this way. Your brain's about 80% water. When you're low on fluids, those brain cells aren't exactly having a pool party. It's like trying to send a message with a weak signal. Things get jumbled.
So instead of my brain firing on all cylinders, it's more like sputtering with the check engine light on.
Pretty much. Studies even show that tiny bit of dehydration can mess with working memory. That's the stuff we use every day, remembering instructions, problem solving, quick decision making.
Wow, okay, suddenly that afternoon slump makes a lot more sense.
Right. And don't forget reaction time. That's everything from driving safely to, land a good joke at the right moment.
Okay, yeah, dehydration is officially the enemy of my witty comebacks. Note to self, drink more water.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it gets even deeper. Mood is hugely impacted too. Irritability, anxiety, even feeling down, dehydration can play a part.
So like that hangry feeling, maybe some of it is actually just thirst we're misinterpreting.
Definitely possible. We often do that. Our signals get crossed. Next time you're feeling on edge, try a glass of water before raiding the pantry.
Good point. I'm definitely guilty of going for caffeine or sugar when my brain feels fried, but maybe it's just thirsty.
Worth a shot, right? Yeah. Speaking of keeping things moving, let's shift gears to the digestive system. We've talked circulation, lubrication, but water's key for the whole digestive journey.
Yeah, because no one likes feeling bloated or backed up. What's the deal there?
Well, think of it this way. You eat, food needs to break down, move through the system. Water is essential for that entire process.
Okay, so how does it work? Like, is it literally flushing things out or what?
Kind of. Fiber we eat, it loves water, it absorbs it and adds bulk to, makes everything move smoother.
So more water, things flow better. Less water, things get stuck.
You got it. Your body's smart. When it's dehydrated, it hoards water wherever it can, including pulling it from your colon.
Hence the backup. Got it. And the article also mentioned detoxification. How does water play into that?
Kidneys, they're the filtration system, removing waste from the blood. And guess what they need to function?
Water, right. Starting to see a pattern here.
Exactly. Good hydration, kidneys work efficiently, things get flushed out, you feel good.
So water, the internal spring cleaning we all need. Amazing how something so basic has such a big impact.
You said it. And we haven't even touched on the biggest organ, the one we see every day, skin.
All right, we've covered how vital water is for our insides, but let's talk about the outside, that all-important first impression, our skin. The article dives into the connection between hydration and healthy skin, and, well, who doesn't want that?
Right, everyone's chasing that glow. And honestly, good hydration is a game changer. Think about it when you're dehydrated, your skin. It's like
Like a plant that's wilting needs a good watering.
exactly. Loses its bounce, looks dull. Those fine lines become more, well, not so fine. But when you're properly hydrated, your skin cells are plump, happy, and it shows.
So drinking enough is like giving your skin its own personal hydration station from the inside out.
Love it. And it's not just about looking good. Proper hydration helps your skin do its job better, protecting you from the elements and all that.
Oh, interesting. So it's like giving my skin its own little suit of armor.
Exactly. Okay, before we wrap up this hydration deep dive, we got to address the elephant in the room, that whole 8 glasses a day thing.
Right, because the article kind of bursts that bubble, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a good starting point, don't get me wrong, but the reality is everyone's different. How much water you need depends on so many things, how active you are, the weather, your overall health even.
So how do we find our own magic number? Do I need to start carrying around one of those gallon jugs everywhere I go?
You could, but, probably not the most practical. The best gauge is your own body. Listen to it.
Okay, so thirst, obviously. But what other signs should we be paying attention to?
Yeah, thirst is the big one, but also things like fatigue, if your urine's super dark, headaches, even feeling dizzy, lightheaded, those can all be signs you're running low on fluids.
Got it. So if we're not sticking to some rigid 8-glass rule, what are some more realistic ways to make sure we're staying hydrated?
Honestly, having a reusable water bottle with you at all times, game changer. Just sip throughout the day.
Out of sight, out of mind. Right. So visual reminder, key.
100%. And if plain water's not your jam, jazz it up. Lemon, cucumber, mint. So many options.
Ooh, spa water. I love it. Makes it feel like a treat.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of a good old-fashioned reminder, phone alarm, app, whatever works for you, especially if you get caught up in your day and forget.
We've all been there. Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive. Water. Who knew it was such a powerhouse?
Right. The simplest things often are.
Totally. So listeners, next time you reach for that glass of water, think about the incredible journey it's about to take through your body, boosting your energy, your mood, your skin, everything. Cheers to hydration and cheers to all of you for joining us on the deep dive.